Alright, welcome back to the OlimoLeague monthly finals, folks. There's a $500 prize pool for today. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we get further into the cast. I see Pharaoh274 lurking in chat. Everyone make sure to give that guy a big shout out. He's the one who got that t-shirt signed for us at DreamHack. An overall pretty cool dude. But before we do these intros, I got a quick question for you, Zombie. Before we played the intros, you quickly got up out of your chair. Was that to shut your door so your parents don't judge you?
Not judging me, they're sleeping.
No, sorry, this is during the cast. I think you got up. That's one part of the drunk cast I did not forget. You got up out of your chair like 20 times to shut the door.
Oh, that one. Oh yeah, just so, because it's really loud, and my cats literally like open the door like a human would. They like push it, so they open it really far. Ridiculous.
All right, well, you wouldn't believe it going off of statistics, but leading the series 1-0. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Deadwing, it's going to be Axiom's Bluezerg Impact.
In the top left, as the Red Saren, it's Gumiho.
Okay, so there's some things to be said about the map itself, but it is loser's pick in the OlimoLeague for those who don't know. Each round has a designated start map. That's the way this tournament has always been. After that, from 5 maps, not 7, you can loser's pick anyone you want. Gumiho selected Deadwing. This really tells me that Gumiho wants to play the mech game. I mean, there's no matter, maybe Overgrowth is a small contest for number 2, but for the most part, Deadwing is the map you want if you're a mech player.
Yeah. Yep, so that's what we're expecting, and that's why this game might go on a little bit longer. I mean, certainly, though, this means that Impact is expecting it. I don't know if Beanies will try and all in, because he is up 1-0. So, like, why not? And at the very least, you know, if it doesn't work and you lose, that sucks. But if a 40-minute mech game doesn't work, I think that sucks more.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because two-base build is a two-base build, and whether he goes with, like, quick layer for Mutalisks or Roaches and Banelings, an all-in could certainly be effective versus someone like Gumiho, but it looks like he is going to go scout and make sure he keeps an eye on this.
Oh. It's usually, of course, the most effective against 3CC players, right? And Gumiho usually isn't. Like, he always opens up his games with something of a Hellbat push or Marine push.
Yeah, true enough. We actually haven't seen as much Banshee usage out of him as I thought we would. I mean, mech in general, I guess I'm just a little too accustomed to the European style of it. Every time I see Gumiho, I'm like, all right, this is how it's done. But with the SCV, he'll scout that no second gas was taken early on. This will absolutely die before getting back home, but still a nice scout nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it was nice to see that speed was being taken, but it's just like, you need the follow-up scout to really know what to expect. And of course, without a Reaper, you don't really get that.
That's cool. I wonder if that bunker, yeah, that bunker should be done in time.
Yes, you're right. But it's just, before Lings, you wouldn't really want to bother running past it. Because 2 Marines would be able to take them down.
Well, luckily it's just 4 Zerglings anyways, so I think in the worst case scenario, you get a couple SCVs pulled and you're like good to go.
Yeah, I shouldn't even lose anything to this, really. So that means that, yeah, Impact just runs back home. That's fine, but we are waiting to see what his choice is. It looks like Gumiho might open up with Banshees here, or again, an Armory with Hellbats, because he likes that.
I think it'd be the Armory with the gas timing. I'm not entirely too sure, though. I mean, it is what you kind of just mentioned, a little bit more inclined to be what he plays to, but again, we don't really see nearly as much Banshee play out of Gumiho as we do a lot of the other Terran players who have been trying to make mech their thing. Not that that's a good or a bad thing, but what I am curious about is like when that 3rd CC is going to get slapped down. Not wanting to do it too early, not wanting to give that away, because I think Gumiho also knows, even though he may have beaten Impact a lot in the past, it's one of those things where you still got to respect Impact, because it's never an easy win versus someone like him. But looks to be maybe actually Banshees.
Yeah, like you said, he doesn't abuse them as much as some other mech players that we've seen, where they start Banshees and they don't ever stop. I mean, Gumiho can do that, but it's just not every single game, and not upwards to like 10 or something crazy. But the thing about doing this, and I think he chose not to because that Overlord is right there scouting it.
Yeah. Is this a fake out? I hope this is a fake out.
This is, I think so.
This would be no. It's not because I don't want to see bio, but I think it'd be so cool. After game 1, classic mech player goes bio. Game 2, you kind of fake out like Impact is seeing that this Impact is researching. But looks like this might be a little more dedicated.
Well, he can't cancel it until he knows that Overlord is dead. And the only thing that can kill it is that Viking, but now as an Overseer, he has to wait even longer.
Straight up dedication.
There you go.
Okay, this is really interesting, guys. We're gonna see Bio on Gumiho again. It's not so much of this is just counterintuitive too. Not the fact that it's Gumiho and you expect to see back, and you know, 4GG showed us just strength of not playing the same style every time. But the fact that this is the monthly final with so much money on the line, it boggles my mind. But I'm really excited to see how this goes. Because the thing about this map, unlike the last one as well, if you are going to play Bio, it's a lot more comfortable with Expedition Lost. You don't have that very awkward third base to worry about, and you can still take 4 bases, mech or Bio.
It's interesting. It's kind of funny, maybe like mind gaming a mind game. We're like, oh, he's definitely expecting a mech here. I may show him the stim, but maybe he'll think I'll cancel it. It's so bewildering not to see Gumiho go for mech on Deadwing. But luckily Impact got like a pretty solid scout, not just the stim, but all the barracks and engineering base. And it's gonna be similar to last game. Much smoother map, I guess, is the nicest way to put it, though. Much more practice in terms of how you're gonna push as the Bio player and where to look for key points. And on the new maps, you know, partially because maybe they're not so great, but also partially because they are new. You know, sometimes we see players flounder a little bit as to how they approach the game.
Well, we'll get some Mudos starting to head out and see catch Gumiho's Stallions. But from what Impact did see before the Overseer died, he knew it was going to be Bio. He even saw the double engineering base. I mean, if that doesn't seal the deal, I don't know what does, but...
Ooh.
It keeps us alive. I thought that was going to go down. Nicely done. Poor Viking.
A little surprised he doesn't go back in there.
I guess without the comfort of banelings, you don't really know if you can.
Yeah. His production is just about to ramp up, so he might have gotten like a lift on the CC, but it's probably not worth losing all of those lings. Oh, okay, so he's gonna take his own third drone a lot, try and get those upgrades going. You do sacrifice the upgrades a little bit to get these faster mutas, so Gumiho is gonna be ahead.
Well, we'll see if Impact decides to jump to that 4th. I mean, there's a small risk because you don't know if Gumiho is going to push or not, and it is Bio, not mech, so you don't have that comfort of just taking every base on the map. But Gumiho's combat shields aren't really done. He's still going to start loading up for some of these drops. We'll see if he gets caught. It is a little bit easier to sneak around a big map like Deadwing than on Expedition Lost. Nice save on the Marine, loses the SUV. Upgrades have not started for 2-2 just yet at a Gumiho. Priority on the production for now, not a bad choice.
A drop is a bold move versus someone who opened up with mutas, but sometimes it can work. Sometimes it is so surprising that they overreact to this, and you can start pushing up that middle. The creep spread is really good for Impact.
Yeah, Impact turns around right away, so it doesn't even clean up this drop, actually, which means for Gumiho, this is still a tool he can use to get around the army or distract once again. Either way, this is not going to be too comfortable for Impact to, I think in a very happy world would clean this drop up and not have to worry about it.
Looks like he might still. Gumiho not gonna boot. No, he does drop.
Cooldown. Oh, boost on cooldown, pardon me. But continue to use this, you know, sacrificing a medevac full of Marines might not seem worth it, but cleaning up that creep absolutely is. So, you know, kind of trades one side of the map for the other. Not a terrible way to go about it. Not the best way to use a drop, but still gets effect out of it. Oh, do I barely gonna go off on the mutas? Nice shots.
The best right there. It looks like Impact really doesn't have, like, even this one queen doesn't have a lot of creep tumor, so it's hard to call her a creep tumor queen. But, ooh, big engagement goes down anyways, and that was actually a pretty good bailing shot right there.
Gumiho on creep.
Completely back.
Yeah, being on creep like that was like wishful thinking. He's gonna get more production down. We'll see if he holds him at home. Impact immediately pulls the drones away from this drop. Medevac is going to die. Ooh, that sucks. One final bro. It was not fun. Nothing.
Hey, that Overlord nearly died. It was not nothing for him.
If he kills it, that'll be kind of cool. He tries to reposition the Woodwind, but it's still in vision. The detection for the Spore Crawler. This turn, the main is going to be repaired like crazy. We'll see if he kills enough Mutalisks. Actually stops repairing it. That's the problem when your repair is too good, and it actually everything stops repairing it for the second. Gonna have a hell of a time dealing with this. Gumiho Sim City really playing against him too. It's gonna be really hard to maneuver around these buildings.
Yeah. Never really take that into account. We do have a drop, I believe, into the third. Yes, that is a drop.
An awkward as hell drop.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that Impact took back the Banelings, though. Was it going to waste it on the Marauders? But there he comes again. This is quite annoying. The Nitas are now on their way back, which is nice for Gumiho. I mean, he was the one here who was tired of Nita harassment.
Yeah, I mean, Gumiho's doing a great job of keeping the fight on Impact's side of the map instead of really getting wrecked this game at home. I mean, he's still not in great shape, but last game, like in comparison to last game, Gumiho's doing perfect. Last game he took so much damage, he never really got to recover. There's so much just choked in to his own base that happened, but now Impact, well, he's getting closer to that situation he had last game. Gumiho's actually got a fighting force.
Yeah, it's still not, I think, ideal. Not ideal of a game, not ideal of a composition. I mean, where again are those Thors? And the supply is, yeah, it's okay. He's down by 20, almost 30 right now. Really, those upgrades hopefully will play a big part in how the late game looks for Gumiho. But he just might lose his fourth. He's not going to pull back to save it.
He's just going to go with the push. Not a bad choice, in my opinion. He does have a lot of Widowmines for this. He focused on so many Banelings with this initial push. This is going to be... Oh, the reinforcements, please. Focus fire. Yeah, he focuses down a good chunk of the Banelings right away. So he's going to hold back at home. Looking to continue pushing. Widowmines get a decent shot off. Gumiho's like the only guy who gets Widowmine shots versus Milos, I swear.
I don't know if I don't like the fact that he pushed. Again, when like a Terran has to be hasty when they think that they need to push, it seems to always go poorly for them. You know, because they can't be hasty. Because if they do that, then they go on to creep. And, you know, you don't want that. So he realizes this. Says the last game I got demolished when I went on a creep. So let's not. But then you sacrificed a fourth for a position not even close to their fourth base.
You know, at the time of the push, though, like, Impact didn't have that many Banelings out. He just started them, and what little there were on the other side of the map. So, I mean, at the time of Gumiho wasn't too bad, but the hesitation, I think, certainly killed that attempt at an attack. He does try and split every which way. Looks like he'll barely keep enough Marines alive to drop this back. Impact getting a little bit overextended off a creep like that does give away more Banelings, but, you know, resources lost, again, eerily close this game, but the difference is, and I said this last game, the economy, the income for Impact was so good, Gumiho just couldn't keep up, but he does have a fourth base on the way. He does have this building on location, and he's, got to keep this alive.
Yeah, he needs to protect it. That is going to be Impact's target. I would love if he just preemptively put down missile turrets.
Well, you're kind of mean.
Well, I meant at the fourth.
I know. But
yeah, good job in the main.
I guess that repair off barely goes down. Milos' count has floundered quite significantly, though. For somebody like Impact, we're used to really seeing him work with like 20 plus any given time, even when there's Thors out, but down to 13, finding it a little bit hard to get those free kills.
Getting up for another attack, though. Gumiho really bounced back from that supply deficits quite nicely. I mean, he was down by 60, not only down again by 20. Still really can't push on a creep, however, which means Impact is comfortably actually on 4, no, 5 bases. I don't know how he got this without being scouted, but Gumiho does not know this is available, and this would be a nice place to drop.
Not only drop, just pressure from that angle. Because then you know there's only one angle of attack and not a big surround. But Milos is only there going to go for that drop. God, Impact's got a lot of Banelings. There's already 49, and he's making more. This is... Oh, God, he's seriously going 70 Banelings. This is getting to that point where you gotta pray that Gumiho gets a couple of lucky Widowmine shots, and even then it might not be enough. You know, there's almost no Zerglings in this to soak those Widowmine hits. Oftentimes the trick is just to have the Zerglings run ahead of the Banelings and eat all the Widowmines so the Banelings don't, but again, there's just so many Banelings. 64. 60 flippin' 4.
That is pretty good, but waiting for these 42 lings are going to be very important as well. Like you said, you need to actually detonate those Widow mines.
He's just gonna go for it.
Spread. I mean, it's a good con keep with the Banelings. But it's off of creep.
It's off of creep, and Gumiho's split is way too good. Man, this is going to Impact. Please, you really had to wait for those lings.
Yeah, I don't. Well, even with the lings, I don't think it would have been the.
It would have been a different fight entirely. I think. I mean, there was. he got to focus fire all the banelings. There was no like, oops, I'm shooting a ling, so I ate 3 banelings in the face. The Widowmines didn't get amazing shots. I mean, I'm not saying it would have been an automatic win, but it would have been a very different fight without question.
Well, this was not a good idea. I guess it was an okay idea. Again, they trade out pretty evenly, like all of his Marines and Bio for, well, almost all of Impact's banelings, but he needs now time to recover again, like, you know, 1 minute so that he can get back up in supply, because now he's down by 50.
Yeah, he's producing 14 Marines at a time. This is a really nice number to see, but I think the problem is that he doesn't have enough Marauder production, not enough Widowmine production. Hiding in his own mineral line from Banley is not a comfortable thing to do. He burrows one? I think he tried to burrow 2, but it probably got killed on the way down.
That might have been the death move, actually. You know, his own execution. He's not gonna have time. He could try and start rallying into the natural, but that will lose the rest of his third. I mean, he's already lost all the SCVs.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit rough here for Gumiho. Supply by half. He's getting to check. That moment where you're like, son of a gun, like how does he afford all this, right? Every Templar's been there before. Command Center does go down. He does have his 4th base operational, so he's still mining throughout this mess, but he just can't seem to get a grip on these Mutalisks. No Thor's out, no Lucky Widowmine shots. The Marines are starting to chip away at him. A lot of them are getting quite low, but he's got the Zerglings and Banelings to worry about still too, not just the Mutalisks.
Looks like Impact will finally just overwhelm Gumiho.
Break the curse.
Yeah, there you go, breaking the curse. It's been like 5 months now. No, 4 months. 4 and something. 4 and change.
4 and change.
There you go.
Well, good game to Impact. He'll take game number... What the fuck?